Stop scrolling. Seriously, give me 30 seconds, and I promise you'll never look at your garden the same way again. Your soil is talking, right now. Not in some woo-woo spiritual way. I'm talking real signs, real clues. It's practically yelling, but most of us just don't know how to listen. If your plants keep dying, if your veggies grow small, weird, or not at all, if your flowers bloom once and then give up, it's not because you're a bad gardener. It's not because you forgot to water one time, it's because your soil is trying to tell you something, and no one ever taught you how to understand it. Let's change that. Here's the truth. Soil is not just dirt. It's a living, breathing ecosystem. It's like a whole underground city with billions of organisms, all working together to grow your food, your flowers, your trees. When that system gets messed up, everything on top suffers. And the signs are everywhere. Let's start with the obvious. If your soil looks cracked and dry like a desert, it's probably compacted. Water just slides off it instead of soaking in. Roots can't grow, microbes can't survive. Your plant ends up sitting in a brick. No wonder it's struggling. Now let's flip that. Is your soil always soggy? Mushy even when it hasn't rained for days? That's poor drainage. Water's getting trapped, and roots are basically drowning. Root rot kicks in, and before you know it, your plant gives up and keels over. Still think it's just about how much you water? Nah, soil structure is everything. Think of it like building a house. If the foundation's a mess, it doesn't matter how pretty your roof is. Same thing here. You can buy the best seeds, the fanciest pots, and the trendiest plant food. None of it matters if your soil isn't happy. And here's the kicker. Your soil is always giving feedback. Like, hey, I need air. Or, yo, I can't drain properly. Or even, I'm starving, please feed me. Once you learn how to read the signs, gardening becomes less frustrating, and more like magic. You'll know what your plants need just by looking at the ground. You'll stop guessing. You'll stop wasting money on miracle grow products that don't work because they're solving the wrong problem. And you don't need a science degree. You don't need expensive tools. You just need your eyes, your hands, and maybe a little curiosity. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to understand your soil like a pro. Whether you're growing tomatoes or tulips, this stuff applies to you, so don't click away, don't miss this. What you're about to learn can save your plants, your time, and your wallet. Let's go decode the language of soil, because your garden is saying something. And today you're finally going to hear it. Alright, now that we've tuned into the idea that soil actually speaks, it's time to really see it. Because soil isn't just brown stuff. It has shades, textures, even smells. All of these things are signs. Think of them as messages straight from the ground. Let's decode them. First up, color. Dark brown to almost black soil, that's your dream soil. It means organic matter is breaking down, feeding the microbes, and giving your plants the buffet they need to grow strong. This color tells you your soil is alive and full of nutrients. It's basically healthy earth in party mode. Now if your soil is pale, grayish, or almost white, oof, that's depleted soil. It's been stripped of nutrients, maybe from overuse, erosion, or lack of organic matter. Plants in this kind of soil will struggle. You'll notice slow growth, yellowing leaves, and that nothing seems to work feeling. Reddish or rust-colored soil? That's iron-rich, which can be good, but only if it drains well. If that red soil feels sticky or forms clumps, it probably has high clay content, which we'll get to in a second. Let's talk texture. This part's easy. Get your hands in the dirt. Seriously. You'll learn more from one handful than from 5 hours of Googling. If your soil feels slick, sticky, and forms a firm ball when you squeeze it, it's clay soil. Pros? It holds nutrients well. Cons? It holds water too well. It drains slowly, gets compacted easily, and is rough for delicate roots. Your plants might sit in wetness longer than they should, which can lead to root rot. If the soil runs through your fingers like sugar or beach sand, you've got sandy soil. It drains like a dream but also dries out fast and washes nutrients away. You'll need to water more often and fertilize more regularly, because whatever you add doesn't stick around for long. Then there's silty soil, super fine and smooth. It holds water better than sand but can still become compacted. It feels soft but can be tricky to work with when wet. The gold standard? Loamy soil. It's the sweet spot. Not too sandy, not too sticky. It crumbles easily in your hands, holds moisture and nutrients well, and drains at a healthy pace. It's every gardener's dream. Now here's something fun. Check for worms. Worms are nature's little soil engineers. If you dig and see worms, your soil's alive. That's a great sign. No worms? That's not a deal breaker, but it is a red flag. It could mean your soil's lacking organic matter or has been treated with chemicals that made it inhospitable to life. Soil shouldn't smell sour or moldy either. It should have a fresh, earthy smell. That scent? That's a sign of microbial life doing its thing. If your soil stinks, something's off. Usually too much moisture or poor drainage. Bottom line, don't just look at your plants. Look down. Feel the soil. Smell it. Take notes. Your soil is showing you exactly what it needs. The question is, are you paying attention? Let's keep going. You're getting good at this. Okay, now that you've seen what your soil looks and feels like, let's talk about what your plants are telling you. Because even if you don't dig into the dirt, your plants are giving major clues about what's going on underground. And once you start noticing these signs, you'll never garden the same way again. Let's start with yellow leaves. Most people think it's a watering problem, too much, too little. And yeah, sometimes it is. But here's the twist: yellowing leaves often point to a nitrogen deficiency. Nitrogen is that essential nutrient for leafy green growth. When soil runs low, plants can't produce enough chlorophyll, and boom, your leaves turn pale, limp, and sad. Quick fix? Add composted manure, fish emulsion, or a high nitrogen organic fertilizer. You'll usually see improvement in just a few days. Next sign your plant is wilting in the heat, even when the soil feels moist. That's not dehydration, it's a root issue. Roots might be stunted or shallow because the soil is compacted, or maybe the drainage is off, so roots are sitting in soggy conditions. Either way, the plant can't get what it needs. You can fix this by gently loosening the soil around the base, adding compost to improve texture, and making sure water doesn't pool around the roots. Now what about cracked tomatoes or split fruit? This one drives gardeners nuts. But the culprit is usually inconsistent watering. The soil dries out, then suddenly gets drenched, and the fruit swells too fast and splits. Mulch is your best friend here. A layer of straw, leaves, or shredded bark helps lock in moisture and prevents these wild swings. Have you ever seen leaves that turn reddish or purple, especially in young plants? That's a sign of phosphorus deficiency. Phosphorus helps with root development and flowering. This usually happens in cold or acidic soils. You can fix it with a little bone meal or rock phosphate. Don't go overboard though, plants only use what they need. Now here's a subtle one: slow growth. Like, your plants aren't dying, but they're just kind of stuck. No flowers, no fruit, no new leaves. This can be from a nutrient imbalance or pH problem. Your soil might be too acidic or too alkaline, which locks up nutrients and keeps plants from absorbing them, even if they're in the soil. Grab a cheap pH test kit. You can get one online or at a garden store. Knowing your pH helps you choose the right amendments and fertilizers. Finally, if your plants are leggy, pale, or spindly, that could be too much nitrogen and not enough light. But sometimes it's also a sign that your soil's lacking trace minerals like magnesium or calcium. Crushed eggshells or a sprinkle of Epsom salt can help, just not too much. Here's the deal. Every weird plant behavior is connected to the soil. When you stop treating the plant symptoms and start solving the soil problems, your whole garden transforms. Stick with me. We've got one more part, and it's packed with simple soil hacks you'll wish you knew years ago. Let's finish strong. You've made it to the best part, the hacks. These are the simple, quick tricks that can totally level up your soil game without needing fancy tools or spending a ton of money. If you've ever felt like gardening is too complicated or your soil's too far gone, these will change your mind fast. Hack number 1, stop digging so much. This one surprises a lot of people because we've been taught to turn soil every season. But here's the truth. Every time you dig deep, you disturb all the good stuff happening underground. Worm tunnels, fungal networks, and tiny microbes are all working together in harmony, until a shovel comes in and wrecks their setup. Try no-dig gardening instead. Just lay compost or organic matter right on top. Over time, worms and microbes will pull it down for you naturally. Less work, better results, win-win. Hack number 2, never leave soil bare. Exposed soil is stressed soil. It dries out, bakes in the sun, and becomes an open invitation for weeds. Cover it up. Use mulch, shredded leaves, straw, or even old grass clippings. You'll keep moisture in, regulate temperature, and add nutrients as the cover breaks down. Even a thin layer makes a big difference. Hack number 3, turn your kitchen scraps into superfood. Coffee grounds, banana peels, eggshells, don't toss them. Sprinkle them around your plants or mix them lightly into the topsoil. Just be careful not to overdo it. Some scraps like citrus or onion skins take longer to break down. Start small. The goal is to feed your soil, not overload it. Hack number 4, try the jar test. This one's fun and easy. Grab a clear jar, fill it about halfway with your garden soil, then add water and a drop of dish soap. Shake it like crazy and let it sit overnight. By morning you'll see layers sand on the bottom, then silt, then clay. That's your soil makeup right there. It helps you figure out drainage, aeration, and what amendments you might need. Hack number 5, use living plants to fix your soil. Ever heard of cover crops? Even if you're not a farmer, small-scale cover crops like clover, peas, or buckwheat can help break up hard soil, add nitrogen, and prevent erosion. Plant them during your garden's off-season, then chop them down and let them become compost right in place. Hack number 6. Water deeply, not daily. This is a sneaky one. Shallow watering encourages shallow roots, which makes plants more sensitive to heat and drought. Instead, water less often but more deeply. It teaches roots to grow down, making plants stronger and more resilient. Your soil benefits too. It won't stay soggy on top and dry underneath. Hack number 7. Observe more, fix less. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just watch. Look at how water moves, where the weeds grow, which plants are thriving. Your soil is always showing you what's working and what's not. The more you observe, the more you'll understand. And the better your garden will get. So yeah, your soil isn't silent. It's been trying to get your attention this whole time. Now, you're finally listening. Go outside, get your hands dirty. Try one small change. You don't need to be perfect, just be curious. And if this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe for more tips that actually make sense, and share this with someone whose plants are crying for help. Let's grow better, together.